So let's go a little bit into metrics. Metrics would be, how do I check if a domain is quality? So does PR or page rank matter? So page rank is used on a scale of 1 to 10. And you really don't need to worry about this. As you saw in Register Compass, it listed this metric, and you're going to see this metric even when people are selling domains. They're going to be like PR 8 and throwing out all different numbers. But PageRank hasn't been updated in a really long time. If you look at this chart here, it hasn't really been updated since like 2013, and they did 2 updates in that 1 year. So, like a website, for example, we could buy a domain today and then it could get a backlink tomorrow, but that backlink isn't going to be recognized by PageRank for another 6 months. And now it doesn't even get updated at all. So don't even look at PageRank. Matt Cutts, who's the head of the spam team, said he's surprised if PageRank was updated again, and that was back in 2013. Matt Cutts is the head of the spam team at Google, so he deals with the stuff on a daily basis. And they in 2009 they even removed PageRank from their webmaster tools. So if you thought that they were going to use this metric, why would they remove it from their webmaster tools, which is basically their control panel to tell you all about your website, because you plug your website into their control panel. So the minimum metrics to look for is mainly, the first one is a tool called Moz. And you're going to use that tool, mainly Open Site Explorer, their tool they've created by Moz. And you look for domain authority, page authority, and Moz Trust. Then the other tools are Majestic SEO and Ahrefs. And Majestic SEO will tell you trust flow, citation flow, the number of backlinks, and the referring domains. Ahrefs I hardly use. The main that I use are Moz and Majestic SEO. So a good domain has a brand name, meaning that it has a business name, a person's name, or a unique name. It has a natural anchor text profile. We're going to look at that. And it has backlinks from TrustFlow 10 plus and Page Authority 20 plus pages. It hasn't been spammed by SEOs before, so I gave you the example of how I bought linkbound.com and then it had tons of spam to it already. It has a clean history, so it means it hasn't been dropped several times. It hasn't had several owners, and it needs to be indexed in Google. So let's look at an example of that. So I'm here in the program PR PowerShot. It's actually pretty cool. It's a Adobe Air program, so it opens right on Mac or PC, and you can even use their website if you don't want to download it and run it as a program. So what I did was I set up some of these filters here. So let's just start. You could type in a keyword if you wanted to. You could have it start with a letter or a number if you wanted to. I never filter by that. It's too specific for me. I tend to find not many great domains when I enable these filters. The third filter is it ends in, and this is the, how it ends on the domain. So .com, .co, .info. I just enable all of them, even though, I wouldn't really be able to register some of them, and some of them are adult. I just don't even bother changing it. The page rank, like I said, doesn't matter, so I enable all of them, so all of them come up. Domain age, I do not enable. I leave no age limit. I only show domains with backlinks, so I enable that. The domain name length, I don't enable. Show only auctions ending in no limit. Now the auction model, let me explain these really quick. You could have all of them enabled, but I don't really like to bid on domains because you constantly have to go back to it, and it's sort of really time consuming. So I disable that one. Buy now would mean you just straight up buy the domain. So that's what I want. I want the domain to be for purchase now. I don't want to have to bid on it and compete with others. Offer would mean you offer the person an amount of money and they can accept it or they can decline it. So we're going to disable that. And then offer with buy now means that they're kind of looking for offers, but they do have a minimum buy now price. So you can just buy it right now. Filter by price, I put to $100 because I don't want to spend more than $100 for a domain. And what I do is I clicked show 100 results and I clicked go. It takes like 2 seconds and it loaded up all these domains. So if we look here, we have the domain, the price, the amount of traffic that it's receiving. And remember I talked about that quality and creating a resource for somebody. If a website has traffic going to it, most of these have 0. You still want to create value though. If a website has traffic going to it, you want to create something with relevant value. The page rank is 2. We're going to ignore that. The Alexa rank, we're going to really kind of ignore that. We don't even really need to worry about it. You can go to alexa.com and read about what they use to create their metric. The auction model is offer with buy now, and it ends in 14 hours and 52 minutes. It's a 13-year-old domain. That's awesome. The backlinks are 125 with a trust flow of 28 and a citation flow of 16, and it is indexed in Google. And I clicked more info on this one, and it gave me the social shares, so the amount of people that have shared it on Twitter, Facebook, and Google, the Moz rank, the Moz trust, and the listed in Google, Yahoo, and DMoz. So I'm going to take this domain, I'm going to copy, I'm going to bring it over to Majestic SEO. Now, when you copy a domain into Majestic SEO, it's going to tell you the trust flow, the citation flow, the backlinks, the referring domains, the referring IPs, the subnets, and the homepage title and the backlink history. And here is the anchor text chart that we were talking about. So you have to remember that this is looking at the root domain, which is the non-www version. If we look at the subdomain, which is the www.camerosacademy.com version, we can see that it has a much higher trust flow and a much higher citation flow. And if we look at the anchor text, we can see here that the Cameros Classical Academy, camerosacademy.com, Cameros Classical Christian Academy, Cameros Academy. So you can see that the anchor text that they used, as we saw in our good domain classification, is that it has brand names. It has the business name, possibly has the person's name, and it has natural anchor text profile. We saw that it has a trust flow of at least 10. It was 12. And we see that, let's check if it's been spammed by any SEOs before.